What's going on, football world? It's Carter with X's and O's, and on this video I will be discussing defensive underneath the zones as they relate to zone coverage on defense. The first thing I'm going to start out by doing is drawing a line of scrimmage, which I am putting in X's and O's blue right across that yard line. We are going to call that our line of scrimmage, LOS. We are also going to assume that the offense is attacking our defense in that direction, and we are on the defensive side of the ball. The first underneath zone I'm going to talk about is the no cover zone. The no cover zone. And on this video I'm going to be giving you the dimensions of each zone, briefly discussing the zone, color coding it for you so that you know where to identify the zones, the dimensions, and how to effectively communicate this to your players. The no cover zone begins 1 yard inside of the hash marks. I am going to put HM on this video for hash marks, and it goes to the middle. I'm just going to put mid to the middle of the football field. The no cover zone begins at 0 yards, which is the line of scrimmage, and goes to a vertical depth of 7 yards. So this area here is the no cover zone, and it is exactly what the name suggests, which we don't want any defensive player covering that zone of the field. I feel that if a ball is caught between 0 and 7 yards, right there, my defensive players can run up and tackle a player in that zone. Also, because the defensive linemen are sitting right in front of that zone, there's going to be a lot of hands up in the face of the quarterback and in those passing lanes. So that's a hard area in the field to hit an open wide receiver in. So that is the no cover zone. The next zone I am going to discuss is the flat, and I'm going to designate that in green. This flat happens to be the left flat. The left flat, or the flats in general, begin from the sideline and go to 1 yard inside of the hash mark. If you don't know already, these horizontal lines up the field are called the hash marks. And obviously this line would be the boundary or the sideline, and this line over here would be the sideline or the boundary. So when I say 0 to 7, we are counting from the line of scrimmage. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just like the no cover zone, the left flat goes from 0 to 7 vertical yards down the football field. Why do I have it colored green? In my opinion, do we want a pass completed at all? No. But if it is, giving up a 0 to 7 yard route out to the boundary, it's a short pass, a short reception. Again, I feel like our defensive players should be able to run up on that and tackle that fairly easily. Again, we don't want to give up things that are short. We don't want to give up the deep ball deep down the football field. The next zone, getting a little hotter. Want to give it up less. So I'm going to color code it as yellow. This is the out. This one specifically being the left out, where out routes are ran. This extends from the sideline to 1 yard inside of the hash mark, or excuse me, inside of the numbers, inside of the numbers. You can see right here, the 20 is a number. Moving up here, I'll change colors so it's easier to see. The 20, okay, is a number. The 10-yard marker there is a number. So this zone, the out, extends to 1 yard inside of the number, as you can see. This zone begins our second level underneath zones, and it begins at 7 yards and runs up to 14 yards. So again, if we count, it would be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, as you can see. The out. And it is color coded yellow because it's starting to get hot. We don't want to allow those deeper passes, so it's starting to get warmer. The next color that I'm going to designate that is getting hotter is orange. This zone is referred to in my terminology as the curl. This one is the left curl. And this begins 1 yard inside of the numbers, 1 yard inside of numbers, and goes to 2 yards, 2 yards inside of the hash marks, HM. As you can see, 2 yards inside of the hash marks. Again, the zone is from 7 to 14 yards. And the area of the football field that we want to be very cautious about letting pass plays into is this zone here, and that's why I'm color coding it red. It's hot. We don't want it to get in there. We want to defend the middle of the field, the heart of our defense at all costs. This area, or this zone, this underneath zone, is called the hook. This is considered the left hook. A lot of your middle linebackers are going to be covering this area. It runs from 2 yards, 2 yards inside of the hash, inside of the hash marks, HM, to midfield. And that again runs from 7 yards to 14 yards. So as you can see, we have the no cover zone, we have the left out, the left curl, and the left hook. Let's review. on the other side of the football field. In this case, we have the right flat. I am not going to talk about or discuss the dimensions anymore. I am just going to simply label both sides so that they match. Again, we don't want to cover the no cover zone. The right flat is green. We will allow that. We'll run up onto it. We'll tackle that. Also, the areas towards the outside, towards the boundary, are more forgiving because there's the sideline. The sideline can also act as your 12th man, so to speak, because that is the boundary. You push people out of bounds, obviously the play is done or it's stopped. Again, we have the out. On this side, we would consider this to be the right out. Moving on, we have the curl. This one is the right curl. And then finally, just like on the opposite side, we have the hook. This one is the right. This one is the right hook. These are your basic underneath zones for zone coverages. Why is it important to communicate this? Well, it is a way to communicate cover responsibilities to your players. You can tell a Mike linebacker that he's responsible for the right hook, or you can tell a cornerback that he's responsible for the right flat, whatever the case may be. So it's a great way to communicate effectively. Also, it explicitly describes the underneath zones and the dimensions of each of those zones, so there's no question about the responsibility that each player has in order to cover the zone he is responsible for. Again, this is Carter with X's and O's. I hope this has increased your knowledge of the game of football, whether you are a player, a coach, or a fan. And if there are any video topics you would like me to talk about, please comment in the comment section below or email me at xzandos.com. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we will see you on the next video. Thank you.